I just watched Jaws: The Revenge. I'm curious as I just had this rant, and I was preparing this rant. The rant came out of nowhere today just because someone raging on a Discord. But in any case, are there Jaws fanatics who are defending the canon of Brody's wife wanting revenge against the shark, and how it would be canon with the rest of the whole Jaws franchise? Because I'm really curious about this, because like people are now defending the prequels and how midichlorians are like everything, and how oh, you have to be a relative of the Skywalkers to be a super master Jedi. In any case, I don't think there's any of this with Jaws, and I hope there isn't. It's basically Twilight: The Revenge. I, with all the talk about The Last of Us Part Two's little cognitive dissonance, push that, whatever. Even if it's a movie, it's Twilight: The Revenge with The Last of Us Part Two's little cognitive dissonance. Even though it's a movie. And I like The Last of Us Part 2. Get into that later. I already said in the community section how I thought it was like how The Last of Us Part 2 has a certain interpretation. Matthew Matosis talks about the certain interpretations of the ending, and I have my own interpretations. I haven't played the whole thing, and I'll see if it comes true, which we'll see. And those, you can see that in the community post. Plug there. On my Facebook, someone complained about how great whites have their perfect memory and penchant for blood feuds. It's like gang warfare. Yeah, you know, fishes have very interesting nervous systems. The whole travel all the way from the east coast of the United States in like Martha's Vineyard or wherever Amityville's supposed to take place, all the way to the Bahamas. Oh wait, the Bahamas are on the east coast. I'm thinking my Hawaii. But it's pretty far in every case. I should go this up too because I thought like Bahamas and the shark followed her or she followed the shark. But either way, it's pretty dumb and it's pretty nuts that the shark goes all the way there. I did not write all my notes for this. I'll get back to you guys later. What else is dumb? There's something that happens in this stupid movie, basically, and it's bad enough. Like Jaws 2, they repeat Jaws 1, and Jaws 1 has all that context about the wars and all that critical analysis that I've added to it. Jaws 2, I don't know. And they have the mayor come back, even though he fucked up the whole town last time. But whatever. It was close enough. It was a copy that people liked. Jaws 3 has some goofy 3D shit. But otherwise, I like the idea of it at a park and there's a shark attack. There's a theme park. I don't know if it's an actual SeaWorld, even though it's like Universal Studios, so it makes it confusing, but or SeaWorld actually used their actual place to show a shark attack. But in any case, had a lot of interesting stuff going on. There's all these characters I got to know. You got to see Dennis Quaid, Nate Thompson in early roles, the guy who played Manimal. In the words of Bandit Hayes, or my interpretation of what Bandit Hayes would say about Jaws 3, it is a film at SeaWorld where you have Lorraine McFly, Manimal, and Dennis Quaid all fighting a shark. There's 3D effects. There's some originality to it, unlike Jaws 2, and I appreciate that from Jaws 3, albeit some of the 3D effects haven't really aged well if there are no 3D effects on your TV. Jaws: The Revenge copies Jaws 2, except it has a really terrible script. Why? The shark does not need to identify the Brody family. Michael Caine is also very terrible, but I'll get into that in a moment. I have to remember how terrible Michael Caine was in this. When people think about Michael Caine in Jaws: The Revenge, they laugh at Michael Caine. It's no Oscar performance. They laugh at him. Laugh. So, it's a ridiculous premise. Like, The shark. It's like a blood. It might as well be Romeo and Juliet. Oh, the sharks have a long last love with the Brodies. Like, there's no scientific reason this would happen. There's no subtext and critical analysis that Jaws 1 has. It's cool that they have it in the Bahamas, like having it in a different location, like Jaws 3 does, and they should be applauded for that. But their explanation for it is ridiculous. They could not use her. Like, you can't get Brody anyway, so why use Brody's wife? It's just a ridiculous premise. Or you can have the premise that she's getting attacked by a shark that's not related to the other sharks, and still has the same phobia. Like, that makes more sense. And wouldn't drive people nuts about how stupid the plot is. I've heard criticism from the guy, and I forget a lot of stuff I stole from his analysis like 5-10 years ago when it was like on YouTube or something. I thought it was pretty annoying, but a lot of it's true. Like, they use the shark mechanisms a lot, and I'm not gonna be a fanatic and say like, oh, the whole thing is like you don't get to see Jaws that much, and that was the whole big thing about Jaws 1. Because Jaws 2, they got rid of that, and it sort of works. Jaws 4, they probably don't have enough of the shark actually, and then when they show up, it's like it doesn't look real enough, which isn't a big deal. Like, it's sort of just floating there, and it sort of looks goofy in a very subtle Zeppo-Markish way. I forget this is in time for Shark Week. I should probably do Jaws 2 and Jaws 3 also, but I don't know if I'll ever be done with that analysis in time for this week. I'm off the cuffing at this one pretty much as well. I've accomplished a lot. There's the whole Brody shooting the shark thing, and I think that YouTube analysis said the same thing, where they're like, she wasn't there when it happened. And it's true. It's pretty ridiculous. But it does look pretty badass, though, which I'll admit. Maybe that's the point of the view of the shark, seeing Brody kill their family, and then that's the whole thing. That's a logical explanation of it. But I'll be honest, it just looks badass. I bet it doesn't. It might make sense, it might not make sense, I don't know. I might have just solved the logical reasoning behind it. I'll bet the plot doesn't make sense overall. There's a lot of characters in this movie. I forgot to mention about Michael Caine. Michael Caine sucks ass. I don't know why he's in this movie. He's friggin' annoying. He's a British guy in the Bahamas. Like, I did this whole analysis about July 4th and the critical analysis of that. You have a British guy in Jaws, and that took away all of the critical analysis for Jaws 1. Jaws the original. Jaws the blockbuster. Jaws the biggest blockbuster of all time. One of the biggest blockbusters of all time in the beginning. Thanks to that, we have what was the Avengers and a whole bunch of films we probably shouldn't have been making trillions of dollars every year. I hate you, Jaws. I like the franchise overall. I thought the Jaws the Revenge was pretty good. We should do a Jaws 5 now. We should probably. I mean, it's a pretty good time for Jaws 5. Like, let's go in the pool again. Let's just do everything that everyone's stupidly doing. Because we're ignoring it anyway. I forgot to mention my Jaws 1 review. People go back into the river. They go and hunt the shark. They do ridiculous shit in Jaws 1. But it was a critical analysis of the thing. Not because, like, your writing is terrible. And you're just having people do the terrible stuff. Most terrible things. Act illogically. And it's just a mess. Like, there's no subtext in this film. It's just a shark attack. And it doesn't make any sense. It probably created Sharknado, etc. What are your thoughts? Like and subscribe.